Hello, everyone. Welcome to our all-team call tonight. I'm so glad everyone could make it. I wanted to take just a second and say thank you to everyone who got on the call, or if you're watching this in the recording. I want you to know that it really does demonstrate your dedication to your business. There's an old saying in direct sales, those who show up go up, and it's true it's trite, but it's true. So you guys are making a great investment in your business. I'm super excited to introduce you to our special guest, Tim Malloy. Tim is our CFO, and a little bit of history about Tim for those of you who don't know him. He has many years in the direct selling industry. He's not that old, so I don't really know how many years he could possibly have, but he has a lot of years in the direct selling industry, both on the corporate side and also in the field. So he has a really unique perspective on what really works. He's built a couple of very successful businesses in multi-level marketing and direct sales, and he's obviously been just gangbusters on the corporate side of things. He was consulting with us for about a year, if I'm not mistaken, and was so moved by our mission and our offer and our opportunity and everything that we have going on that he decided when offered to come on as an employee. I don't know. That's right. Yeah, an employee. So he's actually part of our corporate team. Again, he's our CFO. He's the architect of not just our comp plan, but all of these new cool programs that we have, including Level Up, all of the great tools that we've been given now to really grow our businesses. And I've been really lucky to work with Tim on a one-on-one basis now and again for the last several months, and his energy and his excitement and his passion and his belief absolutely just blow me away. And I just really wanted everybody, because he's, you don't really see him much, so I really wanted everybody to get a feel for what he's got going on and what he believes we're capable of. And what I really want to do is I've asked him to sort of talk about how we can leverage all of these tools to really propel our impact, grow our teams, grow our impact, increase our paychecks, all those things, because there are a lot of really cool things available to us now. And he's the dude to tell us how we can put them all together and just really explode One Hope nationwide. So without further ado, Tim Malloy. Yay! Go get it.
Thank you, Lori. Thanks so much, and hello to everybody. Thanks for showing up. As Lori said, be belief, and hopefully I'll be able to bolster some of that for all of you today. Because belief, Lori's heard me say this, Kaz has heard me say this, Laura has heard me say this a million times. Belief is everything in direct selling. Who you are and how you believe is everything. And as Lori indicated, I've got a whole lot of belief about not just direct selling, but also specifically our opportunity. And I'm very excited with some of the things that we have going on now. The way we look at it in the home office is that we're breaking down the barriers that get in your way to share One Hope. Okay? So the more we empower you to share One Hope with everybody you talk to, wherever you are, anytime, both in events as well as in just conversations every day, the more people get to hear about One Hope, and the more fun and successful have in sharing this amazing opportunity. So we do have a lot going on right now. And so Lori asked me to kind of offer thoughts on how everything can kind of work together, everything else. And again, just basically helps you all to share with people that you encounter every day and everywhere, and everybody gets to hear about One Hope. So let's talk about some of those programs. We just launched, let's go back in order, right? Where we launched. We just a couple of days ago launched the 1 cent shipping, which is I think a great opportunity for two things. You think about it two ways. Obviously, it's a great offer for a customer who's already in our system to come back and order again. It's just a great time for you to kind of share, hey, by the way, just so you know, company's offering 1 cent shipping, which is essentially free shipping, right? Just legally we have to charge something for shipping alcohol, but it's essentially it is, it's a great reason for you to call up on those preferred customers already in the system in their interest, right? Hey, I know you're probably going to want to place an order for wine soon. Just so you know, in the next 2 weeks, we've got this 1 cent shipping going. So go ahead and you should place an order, take advantage of that, right? So that's a great way to circle back to your existing preferred customers. But as well, it's also a wonderful offer to enroll preferred customers, to share. This is such a great time for them to come into our community, because now when you think about it, they're effectively saving money on that first order. It almost makes it free, feel like it's a free enrollment, right? So the preferred customer gets to come into our community effectively for free. So it's a really nice offer for you to share with our preferred customer, or I'm sorry, with prospective people, as just a way to create that urgency to get them on board. If maybe someone's like, oh, maybe I'll think about that later. Now is a great way to say, hey, great offer for you right now. Why don't we get you on board and get you into our community and start making an impact? So that's the 1 cent shipping, which you can use again, both to circle back to your existing preferred customers, as well as to enroll as an incentive to enroll new preferred customers today. Let's see, going back a little further, we launched recently the Toast to the Host promotion and the Join, Launch, Earn, which are really the same thing. It essentially, what it does is, for a new CE, I'll focus the conversation mostly on hosts though. For hosts, now you have just a terrific offer to the host when to encourage them to book an event where they obviously buy the host set, and then they bring their friends over to your home, and you help them to have a successful event, and they're going to get so much value back for that initial effort, right? They're going to get $150 worth of wine in an earned 6-pack of Vintner's collection. They're going to get the 10% donation to their cause of choice. They're going to earn the host rewards, so the credit toward more free product. And it's just a wonderful value for the host. It's like, if you do the math on it, it actually works out where they invest $89 plus 10 for shipping. So let's just say $99 they invest in their event, and they'll get 250% back if you do the math between the 150 in Vintner Collection wine, the host rewards, as well as the local donation. So it's a really very generous offer for your host, and I definitely encourage you to use that to enroll or to set up as many parties and book as many parties as you can through July. Okay. Then the Join, Launch, Earn is just thinking about that exact same offer, but for our new CEs. So if you come on board with with one of the 2 starter kits that have wine, so either the 6 or the 12 bottle, same exact rules apply. If your launch event occurs within your first 30 days, then you get to earn that same 6-pack of wine. And you can think about it, that can be used to have another event, right? So if you get your launch event booked, you have a successful launch event, and I'm sure that if you're a new CE on this call, I'm sure that your upline will help you. Your sponsor will help you to make sure that you have a great launch event. But that gives you the opportunity to get more wine back, which then you can use again, whether you have another event, or you can just use it in general to share with people and to just to promote the One Hope community. Going back a little bit further, we have Level Up, which is our Q2 program. And that's really designed to get everybody to earn bonuses, very generous bonuses. Everything, basically all of our bonuses around promoting and, really about promoting and then helping other people to promote, they're all doubled. And in some cases, there's extra ones that aren't there normally, just to fill. So every time you promote, you're basically, you have an opportunity to earn a really nice bonus. And then but what comes down to when you think about what does it take to promote, well, it takes working with people. It takes working with people on your team and helping them to promote. So Lori and I have talked. Lori is going to be a executive director, right? By July, is that right? By Crash? Yep. And then senior executive director by the end of September, and then national executive director by December. Well, how does Lori do that? Lori's going to do that by working with the people on this call to help you to promote, right? So that's how it all works. Everybody works together. This is not something. Achieving that kind of promotion is not something you do by yourself. You do it by working together, and everybody gets to achieve their goals. So the incentive of Level Up is to get everybody kind of focused on we're working together to help everybody get to, to level up, to promote through other levels. And the fun part about Level Up is that there's a part that we're going to add on for Q3, which includes going to a state 8. So if you earn the state 8 challenge, you get to go to our amazing property up in Napa. We have our harvest party. It's going to be an amazing event. Plus, you'll be able to go to the winery. Think about that in terms of sharing that with your teammates, right? I know that's Lori's got a big smile on her face. I mean, that's the fun part, right? That you all get to do that together, and that's a special experience.
Yeah.
So then on top of all those, so those are kind of our current, what I would call incentives or our evergreen programs. Okay, so we have Fast in their first, their join month plus 2 calendar months. And by the way, with Level Up, everybody's effectively kind of in Fast Start as well, because we have a bonus for earning a cluster outside of Fast Start as well as part of Level Up. But let's focus on just for new CEs when we talk about the Fast Start. And then we have an idea, really, which is a way of thinking about your activity that it's called easy as 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the reason I'm going to bring that up is because when you think about all these programs that we have right now, they're all designed to help you to share OneHope, right? But the key with that is to be intentional in your sharing. Okay, this is an opportunity. OneHope is an opportunity where you can sit back and have conversations here and there, and that's fine. But if you really want to create something for yourself, whether it's to make an impact on the world, and a lot of people in our community are all about making an impact, which is great. But remember, the bigger impact, you make a bigger impact as you build a bigger organization and have more people in our community. You also have the opportunity to make a real impact in your own home in the form of income, meaningful income. And the reason I want to talk about this is I want to talk about being on purpose and being intentional with your efforts, such that your efforts, your beliefs, your actions are all in alignment with your goals. So whatever your goal is, and everybody gets to define their own goal, but my invitation to you is to think about, are my actions in line with my goals? And if your actions aren't in line with the goals, you probably want to take a step back and look at your beliefs, okay? Because beliefs drive actions, actions drive results, okay? The results are tied to your goals, right? So if you're not seeing the results that you want, let's take a step back and let's look at our beliefs, let's look at our actions and make sure that they're on purpose. The great thing about OneHope is that we get to fit OneHope into our lives as appropriate for us. You don't have to set aside 5 or 6 hours a day to be successful with OneHope, but you do have to be on purpose and have intention in sharing with people. If you let days go by, well, then you're letting your considerations get in the way of your goals, right? So that's the invitation, is to be on purpose and be of intention. And one of the things I love about the easy as 1, 2, 3 is it highlights what that means. So let's talk about what that means. Easy as 1, 2, 3 means when you have an event, when you're helping a host have an event, that your goal at that event is to be generous in sharing OneHope, so that you invite somebody to join you as a teammate. That's the one. So when you see, right, and then you share how OneHope can help people make an impact, and you enroll 2 people in hosting events. So you book 2 events, that's the 2. And then you share as well with people who just are interested as a consumer and want to redirect their OneHope to benefit a cause of their choice. That's the 3. So 1 is your teammate, 2 are your new bookings, and then 3 preferred customers. So if you're on purpose at your events with those ideas, and easy as 1, 2, 3, and have that in mind, then that's a bunch. You're earning a bunch. And if you're in Fast Start, that means $120 in bonuses. All right. Now think about this again. Beyond just the one event, what if you had an event every week? What if you were on purpose and intentional to make sure you had at least one event every week? And what if during those events you were on point and on purpose with the easy as 1, 2, 3 focus? Then you would have a bunch every week. Over the course of a month, that's 4 bunches. That's a cluster. And that's going to earn you a total of $720 in bonuses if you're within Fast Start. Right now, and through the end of June, within our level up structure, that would pay somebody, even Lori, who's been, Lori's been with us a few years, Lori would earn $500 for that same activity. So really what it comes down to is break it down into digestible pieces. have an event. When you're at the event, think about what you're looking to do, what you're looking to create, the conversations, how generous you are being in sharing OneHope, and see how people respond to you, and then follow up and continue to have conversations outside. The way I think about it, everybody gets to hear about OneHope. We have such an amazing offer. We have an offer that I'm going to start getting excited. I get so excited when I start talking about OneHope, because within this industry, and I'm a huge advocate, as Lori shared, I've been around this industry for 15 years. I've been in the home offices, I've been on the distributor side. I've seen what this industry can do for people. And we have a truly unique offer, and we have the best offer out there from the standpoint of what we get to share with people. And when people say no, that's fine. Too bad for them. They don't get to share OneHope. We get to share OneHope. We get to make an impact on this world. We get to make an impact on our own lives. And we get to offer people the opportunity to make an impact in their own lives, right? So that's such a generous offer. We should feel so good in sharing OneHope that if you really think about it, who doesn't want to hear about OneHope? Who doesn't get to hear about OneHope? We're being stingy if we don't talk to everybody every day about OneHope, because I don't know many people that don't enjoy wine, don't want to make an impact. If they do, they just don't know that such a vehicle is out there. So that we get to be that offer. So let's see, Lori, what were we talking about? Let's talk about how we can use these together. Okay, so we talked about host to the host, which helps you to make a great offer to a host, so they can make an impact on their cause of choice. They get tremendous value back, right, for their efforts. You get to offer that, and that allows you then to approach that event easy as 1, 2, 3. Right? So that allows you then, that leads you, if you're in Fast Start, leads you right into your Fast Start efforts, right into those bonuses. All you have to do is be on purpose. All you have to do is share generously with the people who are there and have fun with it, right? Have fun, because in order to enroll people into our community, you have to be enrolling. You have to be someone that people want to be around, right? Your ways of being. There's if you haven't seen it, or if it's been a while, I invite you to go visit the Discovery Call training. Lori's actually one of our trainers on that call. In that training, Jess Landau talks about ways of being. And I think it's one of the most profound learnings that I could share with anybody who's looking to have success in direct selling. That is the exact verbiage, I should say. And all I can promise you from 15 years of experience is that it's way more important who you're being than the words you are saying. If you look like you're having fun when you're at the event, if you look like you're enjoying OneHope and sharing OneHope, if you are authentically enjoying OneHope and excited to share with people, people are going to be drawn to you. It really doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter if you don't know everything about the wines. It doesn't matter if you don't know everything about OneHope. You can just be enthusiastic, and people will be drawn to you. They will want to know what's making you so happy, what's making you so excited. It's the most important thing that I could ever share with you, is that who you're being and how people experience you is really the most important thing. And that is all about, the best way for you to come across as enrolling is to always be working on that belief. We have such a wonderful offer to share, so just believe in that, have fun with that, and people are going to fly to your team. So let's see, what else do we want to talk about, Lori? We wanted to talk about the how they work with Level Up. So Level Up, when we talk about, so that we have promotions that now should make it a lot easier to book events. We have a great incentive to share with our new Cs to get them into activity right away in the form of the join, launch, earn, so that they can earn the free wine. That all complements into Fast Start, like we talked about. And as we create this activity for new people, like as we approach our events with intention, as we get people going with the easiest 1, 2, 3 idea, that's going to lead to activity. It's going to lead to people promoting to the comp plan, which guess what? All of a sudden, now we're leveling up. All right, and there are a lot of bonuses to be earned there. So if you think about it, it might feel like a lot, but really what it comes down to is that everything's there to break down those barriers that get in the way, that keep you from sharing as generously as you can with OneHope. So does that feel good, Lori? Did I cover?
Yeah, you did. You did. I want to go back and revisit a few things, and one of the
Sure.
things we didn't talk about much was the discovery call, because I think that is such a great tool for us. Obviously, I'm super invested in that because I got to be part of it, and I've seen it, how it works so well. You know, I took a lot of notes as you were talking, but one of the coolest things about the discovery call is that it really addresses all of the ways that people can become part of our community. It's not just about enrolling CEs. It's about enrolling people into our community in all the ways that are available to them, whether it's they just want to buy wine, or they want to join the preferred customer program, or they want to host, or they want to join. So I want people to understand that is, and you have such great resource. I mean, I'm looking just at this first screen. You know, Kaz is an excellent resource. I'm an excellent resource. Tammy's an excellent resource. Eunice is an excellent. Heidi is, I mean, you know, all of these people that are so excited to help you grow your business. And Karen, you and I should connect offline, and I'll tell you about the discovery call. But so I really wanted to talk about that, because that's like the starting point. And I wanted to also share that I did one today, and you were starting to talk to me, and you were like, I'm going to get all excited. And that's what happened to me. That's what always happens to me when I talk about OneNote, is I get like this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and my words get faster, and I kept sort of apologizing, and the woman was like, no, I love it. Like, I feel it. I get it, you know? And that's what it's about. It's about being authentic, be yourself. You don't have to be an expert in anything. You don't have to know the first thing about anything. What do you know? I love this. It's cool. I think other people, what I always say is, doing this makes me feel so good. I want that for everyone. I want everyone to get to feel this. So that's why for me, you know, there's no boundary. I'm going to tell everybody about it. You know, I send wine to people. I talk to people about it every day, no matter what, no matter where I'm going. So I think what what?
That's so great. That's awesome.
Oh.
And it's
Well,
the best example you could be, is to share with everybody. Yeah.
Share with everybody and just be authentic. Be yourself. You don't have to be super professional or anything. Just be yourself. And the other thing I wanted to really come back and come back around to was that phrase, being generous, because I don't know that people necessarily know what that means. And you kind of touched on it a little bit. Being generous means really recognizing what you have for people, and never deciding to not tell somebody about it, because now you're keeping it from them. Like I said, this makes me feel so good. I want everybody to know. And if I'm not telling somebody, that's not right. That's not fair to them. So being generous is not just like, oh, blah, 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 blah. It's really recognizing what you have and offering that out to everyone, again, at every level, right? Not just to join your team, but at all the different levels. Intention is my favorite word. I don't do anything really much by accident. I'm very intentional about everything that I do. I mean, generally speaking, you know, sometimes I might have one glass of wine too many, and that was not intentional. Maybe it was, but I am pretty intentional about everything that I do. That doesn't mean I'm calculated. It just means I know what I've got. I know what I want. I know where I'm going. So I'm going to say those things, right? That's my whole deal about intentional tastings. And if you haven't seen that, I'll share it with you, but ask for what you want. It's no secret why you're there. Like, you're not fooling anybody. Everybody knows why we're there is to raise money and to make money. It's your job. It's okay. So that was intention. Be generous, be authentic, be who you are, and the belief part. Morgan, you asked earlier that something like you needed a new line or something like that. And my response back to you is, girl, you have had incredible success in this business. What more do you need? Share that. That's what you've got. Share that. You don't have to make anything up, sweetie. I see what you do. Just share that. Like, it's incredible what you do. So, so anyway, those are just the notes that I took. Did you have more that you wanted to say?
Yeah, I'd love to bounce back on that. A couple of points. One thing that you said, when people are thinking like of, you mentioned Morgan's had great success. For the new people on the call, even if you haven't seen the numbers come through yet, even if you're brand new and like you don't really have the evidence yet, invite people to do it with you. When I first started my business, my line was, listen, my goal is to create $2,000 a month on the side. Would you like to do that with me? And it's just an invitation. It doesn't hurt. Be generous. And by the way, a lot of people joined me on the idea of making $2,000 a month, and it grew from that because so many people were on board and we're hoping to make a difference. That landed, right? So that's just an invitation. If that's something, if that feels okay to you, feels comfortable, and you can share that authentically, I invite you to. I was talking to Kaz about this. It's so many people need a little more money. I mean, how many people do you know who could use a few $1,000s a month? It doesn't have to be aggressive to talk about money. It can be incredibly generous. And now this segues into being generous. Sometimes when we talk about the ways of being, the easiest way to think about them, or the way to make the distinction, is what's the opposite? Okay, so to be generous, well, the opposite of being generous would be to be stingy. So what if you had an offer that you knew would help somebody and you deliberately decided to not share? That's being stingy, right? We wouldn't want to do that. Who would want to be stingy? Similarly, to be authentic, the opposite of that would be to be fake or false, right? So you're not being real. Nobody wants to be that, right? Nobody wants to be around people who they experience that way. Nobody wants to be around people who they experience as stingy.
I'm typing. I'm sorry.
If you had a great offer, if I told you this person that you're about to talk to, or you could talk to this person and they will love the person is dying to hear about OneHealth. This would be such an amazing thing for them. You might say, oh, okay, then I'll go talk to them. Ask yourself this. Has anybody ever said, why are you sharing that with me? This is awful. No. It's because our offer is so good. Everybody wants to hear about it. What's the worst thing that may happen? Maybe not today. Maybe I don't want to be part of OneHealth today. But at the end of the day, that's the worst thing. And if you put it out there, more people than not are going to want to learn more. Because who doesn't want to be part of a community that makes an impact on the world, that is built around sharing great wine and making an impact with every single bottle, every single day, and also making an impact in your own home? I don't know many people who don't enjoy wine, making an impact, and making money. I just don't know many people who don't like those three things.
Right? Exactly.
So we get to share that offer. Right?
Yeah. Cool. So I put a little thing up in the chat box, and I would invite you guys to look at it. I feel like I think that's really pertinent. I think some people feel uncomfortable asking about the money, right? Because they don't, they're altruistic or they're here for the impact or whatever. But the reality is we're all here also for the money, and there's no shame in that. That's just like Tim said, who the heck doesn't need a couple $1,000s more a month? Everybody does. And if you don't, I want to come on your yacht because it sounds really fun. And if you're the first one to bring it up, it breaks down that barrier for people, because then they feel okay to talk about it, right? They might feel uncomfortable asking you right up front. I would never have asked, honestly, back in my way back days, when I first started in direct sales, I didn't ask. I was like, okay. So anyway, I would just say it's okay to talk about that first, and you're being generous by talking about it, because
think about it this way, Lori. I mean, that person that you're talking to may desperately need that. You don't know. Like, we all say, yeah, it'd be nice to have a couple extra $1,000. But what if you need it?
Exactly.
What if that person just desperately needs it, and you, by not sharing because you were a little bit uncomfortable to talk about it, to make that offer, what if that doesn't help that person make ends meet, right? What if that means that person misses their mortgage payment or something like that? You never know. You might be handing them the very lifeline that they so desperately need in a way that on a platform that they can feel really good about being a part of.
Yeah.
So I invite you to, this goes back to not being stingy. If you knew that person desperately needed to make a little extra money, you would offer them the One Hope opportunity. You would tell them about the opportunity they could earn with One Hope. Look at the bonus programs we have available to you right now. You can make thousands of dollars in your first month thanks to Fast Start and Level Up and all the other promotions that we have out there. So if someone really needs that, they can do it. It's not a matter of time. It's a matter of conversations. There's no limit to the number of conversations. That goes back to the discovery call, right? So the invitation on the discovery call, I mean, really what all we're talking about with that is creating really comfortable and constructive enrollment conversations. It's just a means of creating a conversation that everyone's going to feel comfortable being a part of. And that can happen anywhere and anytime, can complement the events that you're booking, and in fact it may lead to bookings, right? To Lori's point, I think there's maybe this is on us for not clarifying this up front. It's about more than enrolling CEs. It's about sharing One Hope, and that person, and that, you know, if you follow the technique, you're going to reveal how that person wants to participate. If you're a generous offer, that person will likely want to participate in some capacity, whether it's enjoying our wine, or hopefully it's hosting an event, or ideally it's joining as a CE. But it's a successful discovery call if that person decides to join our community. In any capacity, it's a successful call, and it's worth the time, because what happens is the more times you have those calls, the more times you create those enrollment conversations, the more people are going to become part of our community, and that helps us make a huge impact. And so, yeah, we do get to build our organization around making an impact, which is awesome. But don't forget about the impact that you can make in people's homes, because they may desperately need it.
Absolutely. 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 I'm reading errands. I've been talking to someone since November. She needs the extra money. She's on the fence and thinking she won't be able to find people to book. Sweetie, get her on a call with me. Absolutely. I am thrilled. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I eat discovery calls for breakfast. I love them. Please get her on a call with me. And rest assured that, I mean, truly, truly, like, you've hung around me enough to know it is not a high pressure sales call. Legitimately. I truly believe, I think, you know, one of my deepest beliefs is to take people where they are. I am not about pushing people to do anything they don't want to do, period. So you can't, but that's what makes an ugly situation. So if somebody tells me
that's a good,
go ahead.
Sorry, Lori, it's a good coaching point though. If you're pushing, you're approaching it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, be a generous offer. Share your vision. Share the potential for what something can be. If you find yourself pushing, that's an opportunity for you to shift the way you're approaching people. Nobody wants to be pushed anywhere. Nobody wants to be pulled anywhere. But be an offer and an invitation, and people will be curious to hear what it's all about.
Yeah.
So if you think about it that way, if you just from a way of being standpoint, it's not just that you don't want to be pushy, it's counterproductive to be pushy. Be generous, be an offer, be an invitation, and people will respond to you very, very, they'll be happy. They'll be extremely excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And believe people, you know. Sorry. Go ahead. You've got a bit of a lag and some jumble.
Oh, sorry. I'm still on and I still don't have
I know.
electricity. Sorry, I'm in a blackout, everybody. I just wanted to comment that that goes for anybody you're talking to, whether it's prospects, whether it's people on your team. If you know people who you know that this would be a great opportunity for them, you can't push them. You've got to share a vision and invite them into what it can. You've got to enroll them in the idea of what One Hope can be for them. Again, that's both prospects, people on your team, etc. Life's an enrollment game. You don't be pushing people, pulling people. That's not that doesn't get you where you want to go. Take on the idea that you want to enroll people in your vision, invite people to join you on the journey, and you'll find that people respond really positively to it.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So what I would like to do is open it up for questions. I'm going to ask you to unmute yourselves because there's enough of us on here that it might get a little hectic if I unmute everyone. So if you have a question, unmute yourself and let's do it. Kaz did ask a question. She wants to know, what's the way that Sylvia talks about enrolling?
Boy, delivering that message with Sylvia's voice would be hard for me. She is fantastic. So Sylvia High is she's a life coach, a personal development coach. I was fortunate enough to experience a 4-day workshop with her about 10 years ago, and it shifted my whole perspective on everything. You hear me talk about, ways of being, all that, like that all comes from that type of workshop. And she's become a friend, and I'm so excited. She's going to be at Crush, and she's just a tremendous person, all about women empowerment. And she makes you think. Like, she's just going to open your mind to what's in the way. And she does a wonderful way of explaining enrollment. And she's talking in general, like I mentioned earlier, life's an enrollment game. She's talking in general about enrolling people in your vision, enrolling people. I'll offer the distinction from convincing. Okay. So convincing someone, and I used to say this all the time. I used to say, or compel or convince, whatever it was. That's kind of like winning and losing, right? It's like that's a zero something. Convincing is through the head. Enrolling is through the heart. And it was such a shift for me. It's such an incredible distinction to get my mind around the idea that if you enroll people, okay, if you basically enroll them in what matters to them and bring them to your idea, it's like sharing your ideas generously, then it's not a temporary thing. They're going to be on board. It's not if they really are enrolled in the ideas, they're going to forward themselves. They're going to want a part of it. You don't have to keep doing it because they're on board. It's an incredible thing. I actually wrote down, she's got a little quote, and I'll see if I can find it really quickly, because she's fantastic, and it deserves to be said properly.
I'm so excited that she's going to be at Crush. If you haven't enrolled for Crush, do it. She's worth the price of admission for sure.
Let's see here. I've got it.
Cool, Kim. I mean, I think, if you can really remember and focus on all of the happiness that One Hope has brought you, all of the joy that you've received by being a part of this mission and this business, enrolling people will be second nature to you. Because when you're sharing that from your heart, like Tim said, enrolling is from your heart. When you're sharing from your heart, you cannot miss, period. You will not miss. Now, maybe it's not the right time for somebody, but they're going to hear your message and be impacted by it. That's why I think, everybody becomes a part of our community as soon as they walk in the door and try the wine and hear about our mission. They're now they're going to go out and talk about it. Right? So, okay, I'm looking for questions. Anybody else have questions while Tim is looking for that?
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Let's see.
I want to get it right.
So Morgan was asking a question about team members that are not active. Here's the deal. This is my true belief. You cannot motivate other people, period. You can motivate yourself, and you can encourage and inspire other people. You can't motivate other people. You know what my answer to that is? Go find some new teammates. That's my answer to that. Go find new teammates, you guys. There's a I don't know how many people are in the US, a bunch. Go find some new folks. I mean,
there's maybe even a cluster.
70 million people in the United States who drink wine. I think we can find some people who want to make an impact.
Yeah. I mean,
the thing about that is you you can't want it more for somebody than they want it for themselves. All we can do is be an offer to people and help them when they're ready to help. And you know, obviously you're going to work with people to the extent that they're willing to put, you know, to be part of your vision, to be part and contribute toward. We are an offer. We're here for whoever wants to be a part of our community, obviously. But instead of, the invitation is to just say, what Lori said, there's so many people out there. And I'll tell you something, if you're constantly bringing people and constantly telling the story, constantly having enrollment conversations, you'll find that you're not even worried about that person. And that person will say, I want to know why this person's so excited about what it'll draw them in. It's like that. It's that abundance mentality. If you're coming from a place of abundance where it's like, okay, let me know when you're ready. And you're not hounding them saying, sure you're not ready to talk? Like, it's like constantly circling back to the same people who aren't responding is a scarce mentality. You don't need to have that. You can be abundant and say, I'll be here when you're ready. There's so many other people that want to hear my message. I'm going to go talk to them.
1,000. Preach it, because that is the truth. And it's not about, you know, you're not, what I always say is give them a hug, tell them you love them, and move on. If they want to come back, they'll come back. But you are spinning your wheels trying to work with somebody who doesn't want to work with you. As many times as they sign up for a call, and as many times as they don't show up, or as many times as they say they're going to do something, when you check the next week, they haven't done it. It's okay. Right now is not their time. You move on. You've got a bigger vision, and you got way more people to share the opportunity with.
Can I say one quick thing?
No, Heidi, I've had enough of you.
Hi, Heidi.
Yes,
please. Hey, Tim. So I was just going to say, I reached out to somebody on my team. We are all in Fast Start. So, because I just started in March, but I think for anybody that's not really rocking it out right now, maybe they don't even know how much money they could make. So I messaged one person on my team and I said, you know, listen, you and I both end our Fast Start at the end of May. If you just get XYZ, your cluster is going to be worth $720. And she's like, holy crap. She didn't even know. So
good point, Heidi.
Just a couple minutes to reach out and let them know, like, listen, I will help you make a cluster. It's worth $720. If they're out of their Fast Start, they've got till the end of June, right? And they get $500. Nobody's going to say no to $500.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm in the middle of moving, and we just are going through our garage right now, and it's a freaking cluster, bad word. But we found cash today. Nobody's going to say no to cash, right? But we found cash, and I was like, oh, there's a lot of money in here. Oh, holy crap, there's a lot of cash in here. And it was a missing box from a move, and we were, you know, it was a cluster.
Wow.
Last time we moved, and things got misplaced, including some cash from a real estate transaction that my husband had done. It was worth looking.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to ever say no to money. So if we just, you know, reach out to each of our teammates, even for a second, to say, I know you're overwhelmed. I know life is crazy. I know you're going through XYZ, but I would feel like such a jerk if I didn't tell you that you can make $720 just by putting together a cluster, and I'm happy to help you do that. Or you're going to make $500 by doing blah, blah, blah. Because there's a time. And then I think by framing it as like we only have till the end of blah, you know, it seems less huge and overwhelming. Like, we've got a set amount of time to make this happen. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop.
No,
Heidi.
Thank you.
Everybody, take a look. So Heidi joined in March, and Heidi, you are, I believe, 1 CE from your second cluster. Am I correct?
1 CE, who I think is signing up at 6:30 tonight.
Woo!
Then I'll have my second cluster.
There you go. So look at people, everybody on the call, look at Heidi's energy. Okay, does Heidi come across as somebody who you want to be around? Look at how positive and how much energy she has and how excited she is to talk about and share One Hope. Do you think that might be part of why people are attracted to her team? That's That's a way of being. Okay, that's a way of being that Heidi is a perfect example. Lori always, obviously. Heidi is another example of it. Just you're so positive. People want that. Look at what you're creating. For the people who the new CEOs in the call, look at the example. Heidi's earning her second cluster tonight. Congratulations, Heidi. That's awesome.
Woo-hoo.
Setting a great pace.
Awesome.
Yeah. I did
cool.
find the definition.
Yay.
Okay. All right. Sorry it took me so long. Here's a couple of comments from Sylvia. There are a couple of quotes. Enrollment is calling forth what matters to another human being such that they are willing to cooperate and take actions that align with the vision. I'll say it again. Okay. Enrollment is calling forth what matters to another human being such that they are willing to cooperate and take action that align with the vision. So let's talk about what that means for a second, okay? Sylvia's comment, calling forth what matters to another human being. So what we get to do, look at the discovery call video, what we talk about is coming from a place of curiosity. So when you watch the video, or when you share the video with somebody, then you invite them into a conversation. In that conversation, you're going to come from a place of curiosity. You're going to find out what mattered to that person, right? The video, you ask them questions like, what did you experience in that video? What resonated with you? Do you have any questions? They're going to, through those questions, those very open-ended questions where you're inviting them to tell you what mattered to them, right? You get to then understand what they're looking for and offer One Hope in a manner that meets their own goals. So it's right on line with what Sylvia's definition here is. Enrollment is calling forth what matters to another human being, so coming from a place of curiosity and understanding what matters, such that they are willing to cooperate and take actions that align with the vision. So when you understand what matters and you present One Hope as the solution to what matters, all of a sudden they're enrolled, they're in. Now they see that One Hope is a solution for them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Another thing she said, which is great, master enrollment, you master life. Master enrollment, and there's nothing that you cannot accomplish. And I truly believe that. That is it's a profound statement. But I think in my experience, again, I was fortunate enough to take a workshop with Sylvia 10 years ago. I've done some other personal development work along the way. Enrollment is an incredibly powerful skill. And it's one where we're never done as far as developing that skill set. It's kind of like developing listening skills. Those are skills that every single person on this planet can always work on developing. Very passionate. So I'm very excited. I hope people on this call, I hope everyone's coming to Crush. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Yep. I think most of the people, I just got a wine delivery. I think most of the people on this call are, that's really exciting.
Great.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
I love that. And I'm going to ask you to send me that quote so that I can share it in my group, Tim, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I tried to write it, but I can't do it. Because I know we talked about it before, but I really want to share it with people. So, okay.
Well, we've got that video, if you want me to share that link that you could share with everybody, where it's about awesome. 5 minutes where she talks about enrollment. Yeah.
That would be awesome. Okay. That would be awesome. Yep. Okay. Wonderful. Oh, it's not ready. It's not ready. Sorry. It wasn't wine. Okay. It wasn't wine.
Okay. Did anybody else have questions? I can't really, I'm on my phone, so I didn't really see, I haven't seen any questions are popping through chat. Does anybody else have anything?
It doesn't look like it.
All right.
Tim, thank you.
Anytime. Guys, sorry, Mike.
Wasn't it awesome? So awesome.
Thanks, Tim. You rock.
Thank you. Sorry, my connection.
Man.
Even if he's a little jumbled up with the
he was a little jumbled up. You guys, I would leave you with this quote unquote call to action. And that is, please start talking about One Hope. Please start sharing your excitement and your joy about this business. And then get on a call with somebody, or you can, if you've been here for a while and you feel confident, do the call yourself. Go watch that discovery call training. Look at the script. Look at how you work the call, what you do on the call, and listen. And let's do this. Let's let everybody have a part of this that wants to be a part of it. Okay. All right.
Thanks for recording this, Lori.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for reminding me to unrecord it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just got a couple messages from people that are like, I couldn't get on, but I'm excited for the recording. So.
Oh yeah, no, I've got it. I did it. I'm so proud of myself.
Hey, good job.
All right, everybody. Good night.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care. Thanks, Tim. See you.